But it was like once I actually like harvested an animal that was like big, it's like something changed in you. It's just like, um,
Yeah.
because to be honest, like when I first started hunting, I wasn't sure how it was gonna. Because like I said, I didn't have anybody to teach me. So like when I killed my first buck, man, I think once I like actually killed something, it felt so natural. Like it was like something was missing, like of being human almost. Like you're
Hmm.
just when I killed my first animal and like ate it, and I was uh, like it felt like it was in me the whole time. I was just kind of like, you know, like something awoken.
You're listening to the Letdown Podcast.
It's like buck fever.
One shot at a time.
That's a big buck.
Tonight we've got Travis McGregor. He's a tattoo artist at Ghost Inc. He's a bow hunter and he's an archer. So he's a guy who works in two worlds where precision matters. So welcome to the show, Travis. Thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So Misha, where were you? I guess you were out shooting today with a 22. Did you have a 22 out there?
Yeah, just my CZ 457.
Nice.
Took it out. There wasn't that much wind and it was really nice out, so I thought I'd take it out for a spin.
Very cool.
100-yard range, which was nice. Shot a little bit of clays as well. One of the two gentlemen that was there let me shoot his Browning Satori.
Oh, it's a nice guy.
Oh, now I want one.
Uh-huh.
But I don't shoot enough trapper skeet to like justify it, and I want to get an arc, so I'm like, they're around the same price, so I'm gonna go with the arc first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The Satori's a nice shotgun for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Misha, you shot the arc, right? At Shooters?
yeah,
Yeah.
I love it, man.
I know, it's so good.
It's so nice. I don't know if I put the comfort mods on it though or not.
I know I tried, like, I wanted to try them. So but I was too late. They were all gone. Like they had them when I bought the bow. And then I went back to just be like, you just put them on so I can like see what the difference is. And then they didn't have my size.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It like
I
shoots
feel like it's
awesome.
good to have both. Yeah,
I kind of do want to know the difference because it's already like seems really smooth and like, but yeah, I'd like to give it a try anyway, but I'll probably
What-
just stick with these.
And what did you have before? You had the Phase 4, right, Travis?
It was just the shorter one. It was like the 29, I think it was.
Oh, okay.
Now I have
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the 4, which is like I'll like it a lot better. Like, honestly, I don't know, like I don't know if I would have like upgraded this year if I had a 34, like with the Phase 4,
yeah.
but like I got that bow when I was like just into hunting, and then I started doing like the archery events, and then I was like didn't need a short, like like I should have just got the big bow in the first place.
Yeah. So now do you prefer the longer ATA bows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll definitely stick with this from now on.
I think 34 is the sweet spot. If you want kind of like an all-around bow where you can shoot some field, if you want to shoot target, and then if you want to shoot 3D and then and go hunting, I think 34 is the sweet spot. I was at the shop Tuesday. I shot the Lift. I shot the Darton Consequence, and I shot the Bowtech Carbon 1. And the Carbon 1 was at 70 pounds. I had a tough time getting it back. The Lift, I think, was also at 70, but man, oh man, it doesn't even feel like a 50-pound bow. It was nothing to pull that thing back.
But yeah, my Phase 4, I had 70-pound mods on it, and when I got this bow, it had 70 pounds, and it feels like you have 60. Like it's
Yeah.
like it's just lighter. And I mean, I have been going to the gym, so it could be because I'm getting like super. But yeah, it feels so smooth coming back, and like it's like I don't know what they did, but they figured that shit out. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Travis, let's go back in time here. We started off introducing you as a tattoo artist. Like, were you always like an artistic kind of guy, like from even being young?
Oh yeah, I drew like since I was a little kid. Like
Right on.
yeah, just growing up. My mom, showed me a bunch of stuff too. Like she like drew when she was a kid, but she like taught me a bunch of like just like how to shade and like, how to color in with pencil crayons and that stuff. But I drew like all the way up to high school, and I don't think I really started like actually learning how to draw like properly until I started. It was like
Okay.
I started working in a shop when I was like 17, and I didn't even want to go into the tattoo shop. I'd like when I was 17, I already had like 5 tattoos, like pretty big tattoos, and then the girl I was with was like wanted me to go into the shop, and I had no interest in going in, and then I was just like I was like, oh, I got a tattoo artist, I don't need to go in, and I was like shy as fuck, and then so we went into the shop, and then she did all the talking, and she told him, she's just like, you know, um, he's artistic, and like he wants to be a tattoo artist and blah blah. And then he was like, well, you should bring some drawings in, and I was like, so the next day I was there with my fucking drawings. I was like so excited to show him, and then yeah, I started working in a tattoo shop like a few days later. I was like drawing at the shop, but
Yeah.
but yeah, it's like I drew like my whole childhood, but it wasn't until then I actually like started learning
Cool.
like actually how to draw in composition besides like high school bullshit.
Drawing on the desks and all that, textbooks.
Dude, and when I was like in grade 2, I was like selling drawings to like my classmates and stuff.
Oh, really? Wow. That's
Hell
cool.
yeah.
I mean, for like
Yeah,
they'd give me like 50 cents for like a monster drawing and stuff. Yeah, I can still remember like some of them. They were just like big monster heads, and I'd like be like, "Oh, this one's like 50 cents."
dude, I had a kid in my class when I was in elementary school too that would sell drawings of cars, and they were actually like they were pretty good for like an elementary school kid. Like actually very detailed. Like some of the kids, if they're drawing even for fun, they can get really good, and then become tattoo artists or just digital creators like for designs and all that. Like man, creativity, brother.
Yeah.
So I guess 17, you go into that tattoo shop, you realize that it's not a hobby, not just a hobby for you. It's kind of is that when you realize that it was a career?
So when I was like 14, that's like when we got our first computer, like for our house, like our family computer. And then I like filled it with tattoos, like, and like I didn't want to be a tattoo artist at that point. I just thought it was like, I didn't really know that was an option. Like I guess I did, but I didn't think it was like an option for me. And then, but I was doing like school projects when I was like 14 on tattoo artists. Like I did one on this tattooer Bob Tyrell, and he was like my idol at the time.
Huh.
So I sent him a message, like a questionnaire, and he like sent me back like, like all this information about his career. And then I did a school project on him. And then it wasn't until I was like 16, like I turned 16, and I was like, I just wanted tattoos at that point. So I started bothering my parents about it, and they were like, my mom was like, no, you're not getting a tattoo. Like not till you're 18. You're not having tattoos or piercings in my house. Like, and I started fighting with her like every day. I'd get home from school and we'd fight for like 4 hours, 5 hours, and I'd slam doors and like call her names and whatever. And she was just like, you can call me whatever, like you're not getting a tattoo. And then when I actually turned 16, I like kicked it into gear, and I was just like, we were fighting every day. Like it was like a routine. I'd get home from school and push reissue, arguing with her. I was like persistent. And then the one day I got home from school, we had the same fight. And about like 6 o'clock, I was just like, can I have a tattoo, Mom? Can I have a tattoo, Mom? Can I have a tattoo, Mom? Can I have a tattoo? Can I have a tattoo? And dude, she ignored me, and I did that from 6 o'clock till like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning.
Holy
And
crap.
then she lost it. She like had a breakdown, just screaming at me, told me to get the fuck out of her room and blah, blah. And then she was like, I don't care. You can get a tattoo. Like, and then she's like, your father has the final say on what it is or whatever. And I was like, Dad doesn't give a shit. I'll get whatever I want if that's the case, right? So that was like my, like how that happened, like how I got it. And to be honest, if I didn't do that, I don't think I would have been a tattooer, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because then I kept showing her tattoos that I wanted to get, and she was like, no, you're not getting that. No, that has a pentagram. You're not getting that. No, that has too much skull. You're not getting. And then she agreed upon this like skull tattoo that I drew, and then that was my first one. It's like it's covered now, but so I got that one, and then as soon as I was done with that one, she like came in and signed for me, and then as soon as I got that, then it was easy to get tattoos. Then I started getting all the tattoos she said no to. And then I got, I started getting the Grim Reaper that I have, the skull, like Slayer tattoo that I had.
Oh, nice.
I got this like compass thing on my wrist, this thing. And then, and I had a tribal piece on the side of my leg. And then right after that, that's when I said, I walked into that tattoo shop. And part of why he was interested too is the guy who was tattooing me at the time. He showed interest in teaching me how to tattoo, but he was like kind of flaky, man. So like, I don't know if it really would have happened, but like when I talked to the guy who taught me, I like mentioned to him that like this guy, he might be teaching me. And then he was kind of like, oh, well, you should bring your drawings by sometime, you know? And then that's how that happened. Right. So, and then, yeah, I mean, he must have saw something in me. Like he liked my stuff. And then he was just like, you know, he wasn't like, okay, now you have an apprenticeship, you know, or now you work here. It was kind of just like, if you want to hang around the tattoo shop and draw, and just like watch and stuff, you're welcome to. And then and it was like summertime. So I was there like every day. I showed up like clockwork at like as soon as they opened, and it was a new shop at the time and it was busy. Like he would sometimes tattoo, like most of the time it would be like 7 or 8 o'clock. He would call it quits, but a lot of nights too, he tattooed till like 11 o'clock at night. So I would be there because I, you know, wanted to watch. And then he started giving me chores. He's like, well, now you're going to sweep and mop and you have to be here because when I'm done, it's your job to sweep and mop. But like, then I didn't have a choice, you know, it's like I was there till close. And then I'd walk home, which was like, you know, 30 or 40 minutes if I didn't have a ride. And then, so then once school started, cause I was like 17, when school kicked back in, then I was like, well, now I can't be at the tattoo shop at, you know, 11 o'clock every day. And he was just kind of like, you know, what the fuck? What do you mean? And I'm like, well, dude, I got school. And he's like, oh. So then, I did that for like 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And then, I got it in my head. I was just like, hey, can I do a co-op? Like, would you guys be okay if I could do that? And he was like, I mean, yeah, if it gets you here earlier, you know, like, sure. So I was like, can I get you guys to write a note for me, like a letter saying that it's okay? And, like for the school. And then I got my parents to write a note saying basically the same thing. And then, so I showed up at the school and it was this teacher, but I was like, hey, I want to, you know, I have permission from my parents, you know, from the tattoo shop. I want to be a tattoo artist and I want to like do a co-op like through the school. Like I'm already working there and blah, blah. And she was like, being a tattoo artist isn't a career. Pick something else. And I was like, what do you mean it's not a career? I'm like, it is a career. It's like what I want to do. Like, can you go check it out? Or like, and she's like, no, you're not working there. Find something else. And I was like, and I got pissed. I was just like, who the f is above you that can say yes? Because this is ridiculous. And she's like, the principal. And I was like, fine, bye. And I walked out. And I walked down to the principal's office and she was storming. So I really didn't like her. So we get to the office and I just walked into the principal's office and I put the note, like the letters down on the thing. I'm like, my parents say it's okay. Like the tattoo shop says it's okay. I want to do a co-op and she won't let me. And he was like, okay. And he's like, what's going on? So I explained it to him. And then, he was like, well, he's like, it sounds like you're already working there and blah, blah. And I'm sure Miss Ingrid can go down there and like meet them and see if it's a suitable place for you to like work. And like, I'm sure she'll take the time to go check it out. And she's like, I guess so. So I was like, and I was running out of time to change all my courses. So I was like,
Right.
I was kind of like in a panic because I was like, you know, if it like a week went by, then I can't change any at that point. So I kept going back to her office and I'm just like, hey, have you gone yet? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, like, you got to hurry. Like, when are you going? Oh, I don't know yet. You know? So she waited till last minute to go. She went in there and the dude who taught me was a pretty bad dude. Like he wasn't a good dude, but he could sweet talk people. So she liked him, and his wife. And then, yeah. So, you know, I got the co-op and then, they put rules in place. Like I'm not allowed to get tattooed during school hours and all this stuff. But yeah, I did the co-op. I think it was just whatever that school year was. I don't know if it was like 6 months or 7 months. But my parents like kind of made a deal with him, and it was just like he could work here, he can do the co-op, but we want him to graduate. So like if he doesn't graduate, then I don't want you to teach him how to tattoo, because I think they knew like if I was going to do this, I'd probably be like, well, the fuck do I need school? Like,
Right.
and then so yeah, they made me do it, and I got pretty good grades, because with the co-op, I wasn't book smart at all, but I sure could draw. So the last year of school, I had the co-op, and in the morning, I just had to take stuff that had to do with my co-op. So I took like art class, computer arts, gym, and I think that's it. And then my co-op, and then yeah, so I did that, and then it was funny because they didn't tell me I had to go to a co-op class that was like every week or every 2 weeks or something like that. So like, halfway through the school year, I get called into the office, and they're like talking about like suspending me or failing me or something like that. And I was like, what are you talking about? And they're like, you haven't been showing up to class. And I'm like, I've been going to all my classes. I'm like, what are you talking about? And then they were like, there's a co-op class, and you haven't been to one class, and you haven't done any of the work, and blah, blah, blah. What's a co-op class? And then, so I had like half a year or 3/4 of a year of schoolwork I had to catch up on with this co-op class. So I had to like meet with the teacher and do that. And like, I 100% got a failing grade in it. Like, and I shouldn't have passed, but I think because of the co-op teachers saw how many hours I was getting, they just passed me, because like,
Right on.
because yeah, like I was only required to be at a co-op for like 3 hours or something, and I was there for like 12, or 10 a day or something like that. Something stupid, 9 a day. So I think that's why I passed, and I got like all the credits anyway. But yeah,
Wow.
and then
It's there's a lot to be said in that story, because like I didn't even know what the hell I wanted to do when I was 17 years old. So like, I'll give it to you, man. It's like you're really persistent, and that's pretty awesome. That's very interesting.
yeah, if you ask my close friends, I'm still persistent as fuck. Like if you
Well,
ask
it
my
brings us.
friend Jameis, he'd be like, I'm like, hey dude, let's go do this, and he'll be like, oh, I'm not sure, and I'll be like, come on, let's do it. I'll give you, I'll pay for. He'll give me an excuse. I'll be like, I'll pay for this for you. You got no excuse, just come, And then I'll just keep bothering him and trying to get him to come. Or if
So
you ask Lindsay.
so when did you get into like, because you started like you weren't raised hunting, right? I know we've had this conversation. When I was getting a tattoo from you at the shop, you didn't start hunting young as a kid or anything like that. When did you actually start bow hunting or even rifle hunting?
So yeah, like I like fished my whole life, but then but yeah, I guess like I got into guns first. So I got into guns like 14 years ago. And then I wanted to start hunting right when I got into guns, and then it just kind of like turned on to like, it got put on the back burner, because I think at the time I opened a tattoo shop, and then I just got busy with that. And then so I've been hunting for like I started like 8 or 9 years ago. But yeah, I didn't like have anybody to teach me. So I tried to get a couple people to take me out. And then there was like one guy that took me out, and he spent pretty much the whole time like yelling at his wife on the phone, because like he didn't tell her he was taking me that day. And like we went like coyote hunting, and then after that we walked around trying to shoot rabbits, and he just like yelled the whole time. So then I was kind of like, and then I tried getting him to go out again, and he wouldn't take me out. Like, well, he would take me out, but he just kind of fucked around too much. And then I was like, you know what? I don't need anybody to show me how to hunt. I'm like, with the internet and everything. So I started reading books about it. I started like watching YouTube videos, like hunting shows, listening to podcasts, like everything. I did have some friends, my friend Bry, who I worked with at the time. He was another tattooer, and then a few of our friends, and they took us out on a grouse hunt. And yeah, we killed a couple grouse. It was like my first animal I killed, and then but yeah, I just self-taught myself. And
What made you pick up a bow?
what made me pick up a bow?
Yeah.
So I hunted with a crossbow for like 5 years. Well, okay, so my first year hunting, my first year I killed like the biggest buck that I've ever killed, and then I killed my first turkey that year, and then that was all with like shotgun and rifle. And then the following year I was like, oh, you can get additional tags. I can do this for like way longer. Like I didn't know the first year either. So, so I bought a bunch of additional, and then, you know, you have, most of them are bow, right? So then I got a crossbow, and I hunted with that for like 5 years. And then when I picked up a bow, like a compound bow, was like Lindsay's mom actually, like someone gave her a trad bow, and she wanted to go get a trad, like Lindsay wanted to go get a trad bow so that her and her mom could go shoot together. And I was like, well, I've been wanting to get a bow for a while. And I was like, why don't we go like together? And I'm like, but I'm going to get a compound. And then I talked her into getting a compound because I was like, it's faster, you know, it's more power. Like, and then, so yeah, that's kind of how that happened. We like went out to shooters, picked up a couple beginner bows. I had like a Bowtech Amplify, and then she got like the Diamond Edge or something by Bowtech, and then yeah, that's how that started. And then I didn't even think I was gonna hunt with it. Like I was kind of nervous too. Like I was just like, I think I'm gonna stick to crossbow. I'm like, I'm just gonna do this for fun. And then as soon as I started shooting and like getting half decent, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be hunting with this. And then it was like that year I sold my crossbow, so I didn't have an option. I just like full on went to compound.
Right on. How many deer do you estimate you harvested with your compound bow?
Oh, I don't. Okay, so I've killed 26
Remember,
deer.
this is recorded,
Yeah,
so make sure that it's legal.
it's all legal. That's
How many were taken during the daytime?
one. No, I'm just joking. No, I've killed 26 deer. So if I've like, I've been hunting for like 9 years, so I'd only get like 9 tags for rifle. So take away 9 from 26. I mean, I draw pictures, dude. I'm not a calculator. Who's good at
I
math?
still don't. How do you get so many tags?
So you can get them. So my 1 WMU up until recently, you could get 2 tags. The surrounding WMUs, I would get other tags. So I'm really, really fortunate. Now I have like, it's like 2,200 acres.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, 2,200 acres that I'm allowed to hunt. A lot of it's my uncles, and then there's a farmer that I met, and then there's a friend in the family that has a property. And then like in that area, there's a bunch of public land too. So and it's all kind of like in the same area, except for my one property. It's in 93, not my property, the property I can hunt. It's in 93. So it's like, you know where the pinery is? It's like out that way. So I'll like, when you can buy additional tags, I'll get one for like 93, which is like out that way. I'll get one for like my area, and then the neighboring one right next to it, there's like literally there's like a street that like you cross the street, and my uncle's property is like, you know, like he has this side and then he has this side. So there's like 2 farms there. So it's like, you know, and then there's another spot that's a 10-minute drive. That's another WMU. So usually I'll get like 5 tags a year, 4 tags a year, depending on like, you know.
Do you fill them
But
all the time, or?
no, not all the time. Like, so usually, cause like I try to eat it like all year round, like deer and like turkey and ducks, and, you know, like I try not to get meat from the grocery store. And so like depending on how big the deer are, like I'll try to get, you know, anywhere from like 3 deer to 5 deer. But you know, like if I get like a few small does, you know, like I'll get, you know, I'll try to get as much as I can. But if I got like a big buck and then like 2 decent does, then I'm not going to try to get 5 deer, you know? So, it just kind of depends how, like, once my freezer's full, then I'm kind of like, you know, I'm good. So, but there's definitely been years like I had 5 tags and I filled all 5 of them, and I didn't have any more fucking freezer space, but I like, but I wanted to give like some of the farmers meat and then my family and stuff. So I like kept doing it. And that year I had the time to do it when I owned my shop. So I took a lot of time off that. that winter or like that season. And then, yeah. And then I was very generous. So what?
Have you ever tattooed for hunting permission?
Not for permission. I mean, it's kind of a long story, but I tattooed a farmer. I put like a wedding band on him, and like long story short, when I first met him, I was asking him if I could like walk across his farm field just to get to a farm that I got permission on, because the one farmer didn't want me parking in his driveway or on his property. So he was like, if you can park on the road, on one of the side roads, and then just walk across the property, and then you can walk into my bush and hunt, but you got to get permission from this farmer. And he was like, if you can't get permission, you can just park in my driveway, but I'd appreciate it if you tried. And I was like, all right. And I was looking for this farmer for like another reason, to see if I could hunt the other side of this one forest that I hunt that my uncle owned, and he owned the other side. But long story short, when I met him, he was like, it was like for turkey season, I guess, at that point. And he was like, yeah, I don't know if I want you even walking across my property. Like we deer hunt there, and I don't know, and blah, blah. Um, and then he, like, I finally talked him into it, and he was like, okay, you can hunt there, but like, you're not allowed to have, you're not allowed to shoot anything. So like, if there's a turkey standing there, you ignore it, walk right past it. Like, you're not allowed to shoot anything. Like, and then later in the conversation, I ended up being like, my uncle's, Paul Reinhardt, and he owns this property. Can I hunt the other side of it? And he's like, oh, he's like, you're Paul Reinhardt's like nephew. Okay. And then, so he was like, I guess you can hunt that property. Right. But he was like, still, I wasn't allowed to hunt the one that he deer hunted, right? And I could only use it during turkey season, not during deer season. And then, so he was really kind of sketched out by me, like, fucking dude who looks like me shows up on your property asking to run around with guns, So he's like, he was a little weird. And honestly, just over the course of like, I think I met him like my second year of hunting, and he went from being really sketched out to me that like, I tattooed him during COVID, like keep it on the down low, but in my living room. And we weren't supposed to be tattooing then, but I was. But anyway, I tattooed him in my living room during COVID, and then it did need a touch up. Fingers kind of like fall out. They're like known for it. So, and I ended up doing the touch up in his kitchen, like a couple months later, and then like, and now we're like buddies. He like invited me into his house to show me his like antler collection, and he showed me his guns and his gun safe, and like we keep planning on. Oh, I took him hunting. We like went duck hunting at a pond that's close by. And yeah, so it's just funny how he didn't want anything to do with me, and then like now he's given me like a crazy amount of
cool.
And it was just turkey, and the last 2 years he's given me a bunch of deer properties now, which is like,
that's
I'm
awesome.
Do you find, Travis, like and I'll admit, when I think I met you at Shooter's Choice long time ago. You were still shooting your Amplify, and when you first see a guy with all these tattoos and what have you, everyone people always form an opinion. We always have this, like, some people call it unconscious bias, whatever, but do you find you get that a lot because of you have the tattoos and you're a bigger dude?
Yeah. Honestly, in some situations I like kind of encourage it, like yeah, because like, there's people you like, and then there's people that you just the other thing, in crowds I get quiet, and then like being a dude who looks like me and gets quiet, like a lot of people think but like in smaller groups, like, I'll like open up and start talking to people, and then I get a lot of people just being like, oh, you're just a fucking big softie, you're not tough. But
yeah, I think we met because of Carl Dorner, because Carl talks to everybody, so doesn't care what you look like, doesn't care whatever. And I think he had mentioned that you were about your deer hunting experience, etc. So and then on the other side of that, like you're in a world of artists, right? Some of them are a little maybe Trying to be politically correct here. A little left leaning, maybe. Do you get a lot of flack for being a bow hunter in that world?
No. Like with clients, maybe. Most of the
Oh, yeah.
time, like when people hear why I'm into it, like even like I've tattooed like vegans and stuff that like, you know, uh, by the end of the conversation, they're like, well, like they respect me more than someone who goes and just buys shit from a grocery store that's like meat that's been tortured their whole life, but which is like kind of why I got into hunting is like because I just didn't want to buy like farmed meat anymore. Like before I started hunting, I was buying like grass fed and like I guess more humane like meat, and then
Mhm.
and then I just wanted to be part of my food, right? So like I don't know. I think like if I have a conversation with most people about it, even if they're like against hunting, by the end of it, they're for the most part they get why. But
Right on.
I don't think I've ever had anything too weird about it. Well, on the internet, that's not true. So okay, so like I posted tons of stuff about fishing on my tattoo page, and nobody cared. People would like it and be stoked on it. And when I killed my first bird, like the first grouse hunt that I went on, it was actually it's not a grouse. Wait, it's not fucking grouse. It's the paid for hunts. It's not
Pheasant.
Pheasants.
Yeah, so pheasant chuckers. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, partridge.
Yeah. So hey, get out of here. Um, so when I like the first bird I ever shot, it's like the dog's on point, and like you see me, he was making a slow-mo video, so I'm like walking up to it with my gun like this, and then the bird flies up, and you just see me go like this with my gun, and then the camera like goes like this and goes onto the bird, and then I shoot, and all you see is feathers, and then the bird just like it's flapping, and then it just stops and falls, right? And it's the best video like I could have got for my first kill. So I posted that on my page, and I'll send it to you guys later. I was actually like going back and like looking at my stuff the other day. I took a screenshot of all the hate that I got from it. But a bunch of people on my page were just like, fuck, or am I allowed to? I guess I've been swearing on this the whole time, but
That's all right.
all right.
Fine.
They were just like,
Don't worry about it.
fuck you. Hope your mother gets cancer. You're a piece of
Oh
shit.
my
And
god.
like, you just lost a follower. You fucking monster. And like, I can't remember exactly what it said, but it was all this like hate. And I was like, why does everybody hate me so much? I post killing fish all the time. And then that was probably the most hate that I got. And then I lost a bunch of followers because I posted a shooting a bird. And then that's when I actually started my hunting page. So like, where it's like TSM hunting. It was like, because I lost a bunch of followers. I'm like, I guess people don't want to see me killing animals on here. They came here to like look at my art and tattoos, not me killing animals. So then I just separated them both.
Yeah.
Although now that I think about it, there's I used to tattoo a lot more vegetarians and vegans than I do now. So there might be something to that.
Yeah, I was the same way. Like I never really posted, after I got a turkey or my first year like that. I didn't post that because no one in my high school really did that, and I didn't want catch any flack. But now I just don't care. I'll post it on my main profile. I don't care. People follow me. They see that either they like it or they don't like it. If they want to follow me, cool. Then we weren't cool to begin with. If that bugs you, so I don't care anymore. It's just
I think it's
post
just
what I
like
want.
I don't think I would have cared if I wasn't a tattooer or if it wasn't like my business page. Because like I don't. If you look up my name on both, it shows up, right? But I think it just was like so it was my business page. It's like probably costed me money over the years, but whatever. Now I tattoo cool people. They actually like I tattoo a lot of hunters, and they come get tattooed, and we can talk hunting, fishing, and outdoor.
Yeah,
Hey,
I know.
how
I
long?
noticed that. I noticed that when I went in there one time to meet to talk to you about a tattoo. You were tattooing a guy. He was getting like a duck hunting tattoo, I think. And then when I was sitting with you doing the bear, you were saying, talking about doing more hunting tattoos. Is it like what's your main style? But and we'll talk a little bit about the hunting tattoos as well. But what is your main style? Like You know, what kind of tattoos do you really like doing?
It's like illustrative stuff. So it's kind of like a cross in between like neo-traditional and like illustrative stuff, I guess. Um, but I kind of built my career on doing like really weird stuff, you know, like a lot of animals killing each other and like lots of blood or, you know, severed heads or vagina monsters. Like, you know, I've done a lot of weird stuff, you know. So and it's funny because for most of my career I really had to push it. Like I had to, you know, people would come in and be like, I want a flower. And I'd be like, how about a flower with like a bunch of gooey eyeballs is coming out of it or whatever, right? And then eventually, like, now I don't really have to push it. People just come in and they're just like, you know, I think because they see my portfolio, then they're just like, you know, I want a samurai with like, you know, a severed head with a ton of blood and, you know, like it's fine coming out the bottom of it. Or, you know, like people just, I think because there's so much exposure on like Instagram too and like the internet that like, you know, people love weird, you know, or scary and stuff. So, um, like shock value stuff, you know. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I think that's like what I like drawing the most is just like weird stuff or like shock value stuff.
Right on.
Do you guys all deer or turkey hunt? I know Misha, you said you turkey hunt. You guys
I
turkey?
do, yeah.
I hunt them. Let's just say that I don't actually get to harvest any. So I've never harvested a turkey. I've seen them. I've got you know, within about 80 to 90 yards with my bow, and just couldn't get them to come closer. It's a frustrating bird, and I know I make this joke now because Rick Marchand was asking us about turkey hunting, and I said, I can't get near him, and he's like, they are the dumbest birds alive. I was like, so what does that say about me? I'm just an idiot. I can't trick these stupid things. So,
No,
yeah,
they're not, dude. They're not dumb at all. But they're smart survivors.
yeah, yeah,
Like I could tell you stories where I like watched a turkey like coming like it like I was set up on the top of this hill. My dad was behind me facing the other way. And like I called and then it was like near like midday. And like I was just like, hey, let's just sit here for a while. I know there's like turkeys that like to hang out here, like in this area. And then we're like in the woods. I did some calling, didn't hear shit. And then like I actually, to be honest, I fell asleep. Like my dad was facing the other way and I was like sitting there and I like totally passed out. And I don't know how long I was sleeping for. And then I like woke up and I was like, oh fuck. I'm like, I wonder how long I was out for, you know? Like it could have been 5 minutes, but it could have been like 30. So then I was like, I should probably do a call. And I do a call and a gobbler like striked up like probably like within 100 yards, but it's like, you know, it's the woods, right? So you can't see it. And so I did, you know, I called a few times and then I just shut up. And sure enough, these two birds come out to my left. And it was like, you know, like there was two big mature toms and they were like kind of just slowly walking towards me. And they kind of stopped and were just kind of like looking on the top of the hill. And then the one in front of them started going up. And then the one tom stopped and he just kind of like, I don't even know what kind of call he did, but he like clucked a few times. And the other one, dude, it was like they stopped and he like looked at him like, what? And it was like he was like, you know, he made noise like, this isn't right. I don't feel good about this. And the other turkey just kind of like looked back up and he like looked up and then like looked back at him and then was just like, I'm going, you know? And he started walking towards me. And the other turkey just stood there like looking at like up like this at it. And he like hung back for a second. Then he started following him. But dude, they were coming right towards me. And then they turned this way and just kind of creeped up the hill. Like, but I swear to you, it seemed like those turkeys were communicating. Like that one back one was like, hey, dude, she's not here. Like something's not right about this. And the other one was like, dude, fucking free, you know, I can't say that word on here. And then he started walking up and the other guy was just like super weary, you know, the guy behind him. And they came up onto the trail that like where he was. And I like waited for that second bird because I was just like, I don't know. Like I watched the other big tom like walk right past me. And then I walked for the other guy to come up and I shot him at like 25 yards or 35 yards, 30 yards, sorry. And he had like a big old beard on him, big spurs. But like to this day, like that was the only turkeys I saw like who seemed like they were communicating. Like the one was like, this is a bad idea. We should leave, you know? So
Interesting.
I don't think they're that dumb. I think that they're smart survivors, but I'm sure like any animals, they do dumb shit in front of us.
Yeah. Well, I know, like, guys, if you watch a couple of episodes of Just Us Hunting, they pull them into like 6 yards in front of their blind. So I don't know how smart they are. So I'm just not a good turkey hunter, probably. So.
And if I was telling you this, if I get Lindsay 2 birds and then I get even like one of mine, I'll take you out.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
I like limit out every year. So I think the only time I didn't was my first year. So, and then I get, oh, that's not true. So since I started bow hunting, I haven't been able to kill a fall turkey. Cause like when I was like crossbow hunting, you know, like even if I was in a tree stand, you know, if a turkey comes up and you're in a tree stand, all you got to do is like, you know, and you have a dead turkey. Now, dude, I'm like, I'll be in a tree stand or on the ground and then they come walking up. And dude, there's even been times I'm like, and usually they're grouped up now too. So like you see them coming in and you're like, all right, that one's behind a tree. And you go like this. And then there's another one 10 yards behind you that's like, and fucking they all take off running. And you're just like, of course, you know, like, so since I picked up a bow, I can't kill them from tree stands. So I shot at one albino turkey. This has actually happened twice, in 2 farms that are like an hour and a half apart from each other. And the one like gut shotted him. So I was like, you know, this far away from his organs, and I shot him. Never found him. Like I searched and there's like no blood. But he was an albino turkey. It wasn't a Tom. It was a Jenny. And then I shot at another one when I was a crossbow hunter, and there was like 30 turkeys underneath me, and they were all walking. And I could have shot, dude. There was turkeys like right under my tree stand, but there was an albino one that was like 50 to 60 yards like away. And there's gonna be hunters out there being like, "It's irresponsible, you piece of shit." But you guys know that you would have did it for an albino, you know. So. Yeah, the fucking thing wouldn't get any closer. I had all these turkeys underneath me, and he just stayed like 50 to 60 yards away and just kind of like zigzagged around. And then, I sent my cross, and I didn't have a 60-yard pin. I had like, I think it goes up to 50. So I tried my best, and I just like, well, it's now or never. He's not getting any closer. So I sent an arrow, and I shaved 2 feathers off its back. It was like totally untouched. So I saw that bird earlier. It was either the year before, or I saw him like earlier in that year, and he was just in a field with like, you know, 10 other turkeys, like maybe like not even a kilometer away from where I shot at it. But yeah, just it wasn't during hunting season. I couldn't hunt that property anyway. But then I saw him, you know, during deer season, and I made. Hopefully that's not the only chances I get for an albino turkey, because I'd get that thing taxidermy.
That'd be awesome.
So it was just some kid's pet, some farm kid's pet.
I know.
Broke out the pen.
So I don't know if they're the same. I don't think they are. They have like, because you can still see the pattern in the white. So they're like white, and then the pattern has like this brownie color.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, so you can still see like you know, like the feathers that are supposed to glisten.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that part's like brown. You know what I mean? Like it's like a light brown.
Oh, interesting.
Because I don't think, are farm turkeys like that, or are they just snow white? Or do they have that brown?
I think they have the pattern.
Yeah.
Oh, they do? Oh,
I think
then
so.
maybe it was a farm turkey. You imagine you take it to the taxidermist, you're like, got an albino. They're like, dude, that's just an escaped farm turkey. Like,
no,
if I was the taxidermist, I wouldn't tell them until after I mount it. Be like, congratulations, you killed some pet. You know?
No, I think farm turkeys look like wild turkeys. So just bigger, just bigger. Same coloring, all that stuff. I had a friend who was he ran a hobby farm, and so he bought 2 turkeys, and the mistake he made is he put them both in the same pen, not realizing that he got up one morning and one had killed the other one. They are very, very aggressive and very territorial. So And then he read up some more about turkeys, and then found out that you got to keep them all in separate pens because they'll fight each other. So especially the males. Yeah.
I don't know where it was, but me and Lindsay were at like some hobby farm. Like, I don't even know what it was. Like somewhere where they sell like snacks or some shit. And then they had their turkeys and other animals there. And I like pulled out a mouth call from like my truck, and like there was a bunch of people there, and I was just sitting there like doing turkey calls and getting the gobbler gobbling up a storm. And I like look over, and there's like 10 people staring at me like, what the like just normal people, you know? Like
Oh dear.
They were just like, what? This guy can speak turkey.
yeah,
What's going on here?
yeah. What a weirdo.
Like where do you feel like you're most yourself, in the shop or in the woods, as an
In the
artist or
woods.
as a hunter?
No, I'd rather be hunting. Like, I mean, I've been a tattooer a long time, like longer than a hunter, but I don't know, man. I love being out in the outdoors, man. Like, I think it was like, not to get all deep, but like that shit was taken away from us. It's like such a like natural feeling thing to be out in the woods, like hunting your food. Even if you don't get anything, I'd prefer to be out there than in the tattoo shop.
Yep.
But if you asked me this, like, you know, I've been tattooing for like 23 or 24 years. Like, if you asked me this like 15 years ago or even 10 years ago, I'd probably be like tattoo shop. But yeah, I think because I've been doing it for so long, like if I could make as much money being a hunting guide as I could to be a tattoo artist, I'd be a hunter.
People that don't hunt, they just don't get it. And I don't think they ever could if they didn't hunt themselves. Like even the guys that just fish, they get it.
Yeah.
They don't. People
You know
that
what,
go
though?
hiking and camping sort of get it, but it's not the same.
I think to a point though with fishing, because I fished my whole life, you know, but it was like once I actually like harvested an animal that was like big, you know, it's like something changed in you, you know, it's just like,
Yeah.
because to be honest, like when I first started hunting, I wasn't sure how I was gonna, because like I said, I didn't have anybody to teach me. So like when I killed my first buck, man, I think once I like actually killed something, it felt so natural. Like it was like something was missing, like of being human almost, you know, like you're just, when I killed my first animal and like ate it, and I was like it felt like it was in me the whole time. I was just kind of like, you know, like something awoken, you know, if you want to get, but yeah. And like, it's hard. You are right. Like, I think it's hard to explain to people, and you're like, especially people who are like, yeah, I want to get into hunting. I don't know how I'm going to feel when I kill a deer. And I'm like, and a lot of times I'm just like, dude, you're going to surprise yourself. Like if you get into it and you kill a deer and like you go through the whole experience, like I highly doubt you're going to be like, yeah, I never want to do this again. Like I feel terrible, you know, like don't get me wrong, there's a lot of emotions that are involved, especially with your first one, but I think it definitely changes you, and it like wakes something up in you that I think that's been like taken away from us because of like grocery stores and like society, and like now we can work our asses off to buy $300 worth of groceries.
The industrial revolution, all that shit.
Yeah.
Took
I mean,
away
it's
the
like
survive
like
and fend for yourself.
Yeah. Because like, I mean, in human evolution, it's like if we've been here for like this long, we've been hunters for this long, and grocery shoppers for like this long, you know. It's like
That's a great way to put it.
It's true.
like hunting is like
Very true.
it's been part of us our whole like you know, being human, right? So to not hunt is like a very new thing, and it's crazy how so many people are against it, you know, which is
It's literally like the last 100 years, like not even.
Well, if you include agriculture, maybe it's still, you know, you still got the timeline of hunter gatherers like this, and then agriculture might be that big instead of that big. But you know, like that's just what we've been. We've been hunters for longer than we've been anything else, right? Hunter gatherers longer than we've been anything else. So, and I think the best description I heard about it's a personal experience for everyone. It's different for everyone, and I'll give you two very stark examples. I took a young kid once; he was 14, and we were just going grouse hunting, and he wanted to try it. So I said, "Yeah, sure, no problem." And he shot a grouse. You know, and he was a great shot. It was quick kill. It was over very quickly, but he cried. Like he got all shaky and he cried. And then years later, I take Valerie bear hunting, and when she shot her bear, she was elated. Like she wasn't sad. She was grateful for that animal giving its life, but there was for her, it wasn't bittersweet. It was all sweet. Like for me, the first time I killed something, it was bittersweet. It was like I felt kind of bad, but then I was like, you know what? This is going to feed my family. This is going to feed what have you, right? So I think for everyone, it's just a different. It's personal, and people who don't experience, that's what they don't get. It's different for everyone. Like so some people are like bloodthirsty. Some people are about, most of us are not. Most of us go through different emotions and what have you. So but it's the point is it's different for everybody, right? So, but it does awaken something in you for sure. I totally agree with that. It certainly does.
The first time I ever killed anything, it was a black duck, and I shot it, but I winged him. It was in a marsh, so I had to walk around to get to him. And I got to him, but he was still alive. And I didn't want to grab him, and I left my shotgun back with the guys. And I didn't want to grab him because I wasn't ready for that. I was like 13, so I grabbed a stick, and I felt so bad. I just grabbed it, and then I pulled his neck, so I broke his neck. I felt so bad, and like I brought it back, and I was like, really upset. My uncle took me under his shoulder and was like, it's fine. Just next time, be a man, grab it, and make it quick, or bring your shotgun with you. Well, either now I bring my shotgun with me, or I just do make it quick. Just grab the head and grab the body and pull. But yeah, I felt like shit.
Yeah, I mean, again, I hope you don't think I'm a bloodthirsty killer, but I like by saying that. But like, don't get me wrong. Like when I killed my first deer, the first day I didn't feel anything about sadness, or I was so happy and stoked, and like because I studied the fuck out of deer hunting.
Yeah.
But when I got it, I was so stoked and happy, and like a ton of different emotions. I was shaking all day, like, and then it wasn't until the next day, and then I felt a little bad. And then I was like, I took this beautiful animal out of the woods, and then like, but I mean, like, there's no way that I would be like, was questioning if I was going to not do it again. Right. I was like hooked. Like, I don't know if like, I wanted more tags, it's like, cause I was extremely lucky, man. I like, my first big kill that I got was a 15-point buck, and it's the biggest buck that I've ever killed. And, I killed him in the first 3 hours of deer hunting on my first rifle hunt. And ran 20 yards, not even 20 yards, and died. And like, and my best friend who was hunting with me that time, he shot a forky buck, and it was like 3 minutes after I shot my deer, and it came running out right after him, and he shot him, and it died 6 feet apart from my deer.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. And, but yeah, I don't think we really had time to feel bad about it. We were just more excited and stuff.
Yeah, that's then the work starts. After the shot, the work starts, right? So
Dude, it was funny. We didn't have anybody to show us. So I had a recorded video on my phone. Cause I watched that video 1,000 times. But like when it came time to doing it, I was like, I think cause my adrenaline was still going too, I kind of felt dumb. Like I forgot everything I watched, So I had it beside me, and I just like hit play and watch it, and like, okay, I gotta cut around that. All right. And then I click it again, and then, and that's how we butchered our deer. And like, now I can do it in like 5 minutes, gutting a deer. But I think it probably took us like probably longer than an hour for each deer, So I was like so scared we were going to get shit or stomach matter on our meat, So it was like super slow and careful, and like,
my old man told me it would washes off. So because I was the same, I was so worried. And I remember I pierced the stomach a little bit and he was like, it washes off, don't worry. So we just kept going. I just kept going. He's like, a little bit like that doesn't matter. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Dude, my dad, I taught him how to hunt like a few years ago.
That's pretty awesome.
He's like, he hunted when he was a kid, but don't like, hopefully he doesn't listen to this podcast, but Apparently he wasn't a very good hunter. So anyway, when I took him out, we were like, he killed oh, by the way, he's like the baby killer. He only kills baby fawns. So like, but anyway, we killed a deer, or he killed a deer, and he's like, his first year, he's like, well, I'm not gutting it. You're doing it. And I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, I'm not doing that. And I think he gut shot it. He was like, smells bad. It's disgusting. I'm not doing it. He's like, I'm old. You're doing it. And I'm like, and I was like, Dad, grow up. And I'm like, you're eating your fucking deer. You don't just get to pull the trigger and walk away. And I took my hand and I put it in the wound and got blood on my fans because he said it was gross. And I wiped it across his head. And I was like, grow up. He's like, and dude, he cleaned, like he did it, he's just bitching about it. He was trying to get his young son to do it. He just needed a little encouragement.
So do you think like teaching your dad hunt, do you think that's gotten you guys closer as father and son?
Yeah, no. But this is the thing. So I'm super passionate about hunting. My dad's not, so he liked being out there like 50% of the time when it was like nice weather. But like the rest of the time, like he I don't think it was like necessarily his thing, like he's recently, after the moose hunt we just went on, he was like, yeah, I'm done hunting. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And he like gave me his rifle and he's just kind of done. But he's also like, dude, he started really late. Like he just turned 70.
Wow.
I think so. He's like, he's up there. And then, but like, we got back from our moose hunt and we started going to the gym full time, or every Saturday. We go. I'd say that's bringing us more closer together than hunting did, But by like being like super passionate about hunting, if we're like walking through the woods, I'd be like, hey, Dad, you gotta like be real gentle with your step, He's just like, crunch, 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 crunch. I'm like, Dad, we're never gonna kill anything. You keep walking like that. And then he'd like do it for like 2 minutes, and then it's like, or just forget that he needs to walk in quiet. And they're like, So we'd spend a lot of time bickering with each other. So I gave him like a bunch of hunting gear, like a bunch of warm hunting gear, right? So we go on the moose hunt and, at the start of our moose hunt, it was like nice weather, right? So I'm like, hey, Dad, make sure you bring all your warm gear, like bring your like heated gloves, bring your like all the gear that I've given you, your winter jacket, your stuff, just put it in your bag. No, I don't want to do that. It's all extra weight. I don't want to carry it. I'm like, Dad, it's going to be cold. Like it's nice now, but come when the sun goes down, it's going to be cold. Like we go through this every year. Bring your jacket. No, I don't want to carry it. I'm like, all right. I'm like, don't call me on the walkie-talkie that you're cold and you want to go into the truck, because it's not happening. We're waiting till dark. I don't care, So then we're sitting there and then like, say the sun's going down at like 6 o'clock or whatever. It's like, 30 minutes to 6 o'clock on the walkie-talkie. I'm so cold. I can't sit out here much longer, And I'm like, get on the thing. I'm like, Dad, you're sitting out there. I don't give a shit. I'm like, I don't care, Like I told you to bring warm clothes. You didn't want to do it. There was like some times where it's like, because he's your father, it's like he teaches you, right? So like my dad's taught me a lot. Like he taught me how to fish. He's taught me like a lot about, like, I'm terrible with cars, but he's taught me stuff with cars, and like he's taught me a lot of stuff. But like when it came time to me teaching him how to hunt, there was definitely a thing where he's, it was like weird. Like, cause I'd be like, this is what you need to do. He's like, yeah, I know how to do it. I'm like, no, you don't, He's like, I know how to do it. I've been on this planet a long time, and then come time to do it, he doesn't know how to do it. Right. So it's like, but I think it was just because I'm his son, right? Like,
yeah,
is a big part of it. It's like learning from your son.
Yeah, I think all of us can relate to that a little bit.
I think me and my dad are better fishing buddies than hunting buddies,
There you
because
go.
he's been doing it a lot longer than me, and like he actually
Right.
taught me how to hunt or fish, and like, so I think we get along much better on a boat than we do in the forest.
Right on. So do
You guys hunt with your dads, or
I do for sure. Like I've been hunting with my dad since I was I can't even remember how long he used to take fishing for sure. Like I know he would take me. I think I was 2 or 3 years old. He'd take me fishing, and then we'd walk. My dad loves grouse hunting. That's his favorite thing in the world to do is grouse hunt. So we'd walk trails. I've been walking trails since I was 4 years old, and just with my dad. So like I really, he's 76 now. He's sore. He's got a bad back. He's got carpal tunnel. He's an old hard rock miner. But you say, let's go bird hunting, and I'll tell you, that guy will get off the couch so fast. He wants to go, and he'll walk 14 kilometers for 2 or 3 days straight. He'll walk the 14, 15 kilometers, and then he'll be on the couch for the rest of the week. But he just still loves it. So, and I love hanging out with him. He's got lots of stories from when he was a kid and when kind of hunting. And I think, I think that's a big thing, like, and I don't know. I talked to Valerie about this a lot, about stories and that sort of thing. I think in our culture today, our kids are getting all their stories on TikTok and Instagram or whatever, right? And whereas when I was a kid, we'd be around the dinner table, and it would be my dad's stories or my mom's stories or whatever. We'd talk, right? We'd have conversations, and it's hard to have those now. I try hard with my kids to tell them, like sometimes they're shocked by the things I used to do, like the fact that when I was 9 years old, my dad used to let us use the outboard motor by ourselves out on the lake. My brother and I, my brother was 7, I was 9. We had a 6-horse Evinrude on a 12-foot aluminum, and we'd be out on the lake. He couldn't see us. It was from the campsite, he wouldn't be able to see us. We would just be out on the lake all day fishing, and we just come home for dinner. That was it. That was the rule. Come home for dinner, and that was it. So they were just like your parents are just happy to get a break from you, right? But yeah, like, and then there was I got a lot of fishing stories with my old man too. Like we used to do a lot of fishing. Yeah. Yeah, I missed. I wish he was close. Like, I wish they were closer. They live up in Sudbury, so I try to get there as much as I can to hang out with them. But yeah, I do. I miss it. I miss hunting with him, and I just miss hunting. Like, I miss the outdoors. So, and my kids have not a lot of interest in it. I try. My youngest loves fishing, so I'll work on that for now, and hopefully get him into bow hunting and go from there.
Hey, have you ever shoot grouse with your bow? Is that all you do, or have you?
I did when I was younger. I have a weird bow history because I started I bought a bow when I was 15, I think. My dad thought it was the stupidest thing. What are you buying that for? You already got a shotgun. What do you need that for? I want to try it out. So then I remember I was in the backyard, and I was hitting a whole bunch of things. He was shocked. He's like, "Holy, that thing shoots pretty fast. That looks pretty cool." So he got one. Like 2 years later, he got one, and then we went grouse hunting with our bows, and we got the old judo tips, the one with the 3 prongs on it, and we shot a couple of them. It was back in the day, it was a compound bow that you shot with your fingers. You had your archery glove, and it was because it would be hard to shoot it with your compound bow now, because you know how it is, right? You'd have to draw back, whereas you kind of want to snap shoot at them. So yeah, but yeah, I'd love to do it. I'd love to go up north. There's a ton of them. I know Gilles Poulin and Chris Priester, they hunt them with bows and air rifles and all kinds. They say it's a blast. It's an absolute blast. So
I think how it depends how far up north you go. So if you go up where we were mouse hunting, and if you brought your compound bow there to shoot grouse, they just fucking stand there staring at you. You could probably shoot at them like 5 times if you kept missing, like. But when me and Lindsay went up near Algonquin Park to go grouse hunting, it was a totally different bird, and like they weren't as lenient. Like,
yeah,
they'd stand in front of your vehicle, and as soon as you get out of the truck and like go to load, they fly off, and they're just like more skittish, but not like it's almost as obviously less humans, like they get less skittish, right? But
yeah.
If we go far up north, I think I want to hunt them. We go up to Algonquin, fuck that, and use my shot.
Especially if you want to get some, because they're skittish there. I've hunted near that area. Like, I've hunted on the other side of Algonquin, closer to Mattawa. Then they are still skittish. I was surprised. I saw I saw turkey. I was shocked. I didn't know they were that far north. I saw a wild turkey out there.
Yeah, sorry, where did
But
you
it was
say? Up there?
sort of the other side of, like, not the southern tip, but the northern part of Algonquin near, not is it near Mattawa? Near the Ottawa River, that part of Algonquin.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, like where Barry's Bay is.
Yeah, that kind of,
Yeah,
makes
so
sense.
I saw turkeys up there too, and I was like, how is there turkeys up here? This is crazy. Because that's like,
Yeah, I was
you know,
shocked.
like, they were released in like the 80s, and like, like it's crazy how far that they've gone from. Like I'd be interested in seeing where all the release sites are, because
Yeah.
I've never actually looked, but like I don't know if any of them were up there. Like I thought they were all in like like more in the farm country areas, but
Yeah, like I said, when I saw it, I was like, what the hell? That's a turkey. And then before I could even get out of the car, I could see his little head went, and he was gone. So
See
he
ya.
went into the ditch and gone.
I taught Lindsay how to hunt turkey this year. She
Oh, right on.
got her first bird. Dude, she did it like
She's
a pro.
she's becoming quite the hunter, Lindsay.
Yeah, dude, she's awesome. She started with fish. I taught her how to fish and how to kill and clean fish, and that was like her first thing. And then I taught her how to well, you know what? We both learned how to grouse hunt. Like I knew how to pheasant hunt and stuff, but it was me and her went on our first like grouse hunt together, and we like got a cottage like in northern Ontario for a week. And dude, she hunted hard, like with me. Like she hunted every day, like for grouse. We went fishing. We went duck hunting once up there. We killed 2 ducks. The duck hunting up there sucks.
Nice.
It's like they're so spread out. And yeah, that was like our first grouse. And dude, she was excited about it. Like we didn't bring any birds home. Like it wasn't. We didn't kill our limits. Like we'd kill like 4 a day or 3 a day or something like that. And dude, she cooked every one of those grouse up. Like she cooked them, and she's like, "You want to have grouse tacos tonight?" I'm like, "Sure." And dude, she made grouse tacos in all these crazy, like, dude, they were like gourmet tacos. Like we went out and picked blueberries because it's sad there was no blueberry yield this year, but
Yeah.
but last year they were just everywhere. So we went and filled up these like 2 huge bags full, and then she made like I'm not gonna remember what it's called. It's like this blueberry. It's like a blueberry sauce, and then she like made these like blueberry like grouse tacos. They're fucking amazing.
Right on.
Yeah,
That sounds amazing.
but yeah, it was funny, dude. Her first bird that she killed, it was like driving down the road, and she just missed a bird. Like, her gun was new. She like forgot how to load it, and she's really she's been shooting longer than I have. Like, she's been shooting guns longer.
Really?
Yeah, she's been shooting with her dad since she was a kid, and
Oh, wow.
so she just wasn't comfortable with that gun. So we we pull up, and there's a grouse, and I was like, "Do you mind if I shoot it?" And she's like, "Go ahead." Like it's the first grouse. So I get out and totally miss the thing. It flies up. I empty out my gun at it, and it flies off into the woods. And I'm like running in the woods and like reloading, and I go in after this bird. So Lindsay gets out, and she's standing next to the truck, and all I hear is, "Babe, there's a grouse like right in front of me." And I'm like, "Shoot it." And she's like, "I don't know how to load my gun." And she's like struggling with it, right? So I like come out, and dude, the grouse is standing right next to her, like 5 feet away. Like, I guess while she was standing there, the bird just like ran up onto the road and was like right beside her. And so by the time we got the gun loaded and stuff, like it ran off, and we didn't find it. So we leave, and she was kind of sad. She's like, I could tell that she's like, I wish I would have practiced this gun before I, or whatever, remembered how to load it. And I'm like, "Don't worry, there's gonna be more birds. Like, don't beat yourself up." So we're driving, and she goes, "Stop the truck." So I stop, and I'm like, "What?" She's like, "There's a bird." And I'm like, so I pull over, and as soon as I pull over, she's out of the truck, like just jumps out of the truck. And I like slowly get out of the truck. I put my like rounds in, and I'm not at the end of the truck, and all you hear is boom. And dude, it scared me because I didn't expect her to shoot it without me, Like I don't know why. I just figured that I was gonna get her on the truck, and she was gonna be like sitting there ready to shoot it, or I don't know what I expected, just not that she would have shot it right away. So and like startled me, like, "Oh fuck." And I like look like, so I get her on the truck, and she's standing over the bird. She's like standing like straight up with her head down, just like staring at the bird. And so I can like run up. I'm like, I think she ringed the bird, or I showed her. I'm like, if the bird's, ringing head. And then, so I'm like freaking out. I'm like, congratulations, been awesome. And I'm like so excited. And I'm like, here, hold the bird. And I like get it, like try to take her picture. And I have this picture of her, and I'm so excited for her that I'm not seeing that she's like getting emotional. So there's like this picture of her holding the bird, and she literally looks like her lip is gonna quiver, She's like,
Oh, no.
and she looks
Jeez.
so sad, And yeah, but anyway, it was a funny moment. She's amazing.
Yeah, so I know, like I've been looking at your Instagram. I know you've been doing a lot of 3D practice. Switching gears a little bit here. What do you think of the and maybe I'll open it up to everybody. What do you guys think of this new Ontario ASA?
It's pretty cool. I love it. If I lived closer, I'd go, but I'm not gonna drive 5-6 hours to go to these events. I just can't.
Yeah, are you talking about like the ASA targets at the bigger events like Southern and
No, it's
The,
like it's the Triple Crown.
It's the Triple Crown. It's the Chris Perkins,
yeah,
like the two in Ottawa.
Porcupine, and they're all in Ottawa,
Oh, see, okay,
Ottawa
sorry.
area, anyways. It's like
yeah,
I think Perkins is Spencerville, and
yeah. I think it's awesome. It sucks I can't go to one of them. I'm gonna go to Porcupine and Southern Canadian Classic.
okay,
And then, I'm gonna go to Rook's Hollow, but that's like not part of it. But
it is actually.
Yeah, it is.
oh, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it's Rogues, so that's Peter Ray's. It's
Porcupine.
Chris Perkins, the TPWC Perkins Wild. I can't remember exactly what it stands for. Anyways, it's supposed to be a really good course. Carl was talking about it yesterday, and then the Porcupine Hollow, Carl's shoot. Yeah, so they're doing like a
I
Triple
think I was
Crown event.
I think I was including Southern Canadian Classic in it. So I
Yes.
can't go to the newest one.
Okay.
That's the Chris
guys,
Perkins.
Yeah. Lindsay's doing some event where she's like, it's like a mud course for women. So they like,
Like Tough Mudder.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know. It's like an obstacle course, and it's like all mud
Yeah.
and water and stuff. And she's gonna do it with her girlfriend. So it's like a
Yeah.
race where they all go through it. So I'm gonna go watch and do that instead. So, but it's funny because the morning I found out about it, I was gonna talk to her about it, and so I literally like watched the videos, and then like she came down, and then she was like, "Hey, so I just signed up for this mud like race and blah blah blah." I'm like, "Oh, cool!" Like blah blah blah. And then I was like, I think it was like an hour later. I'm like, "Hey, so there's these 3 events. There's like an extra one that they're doing. There's like a 3-course thing." And then I'm like, "So put this other date in," because we already had the 2 dates for Rogue Hollow and Porcupine, Rogue's Hollow.
Yeah.
And so I was like, "Hey, put this in." And she's like, I just signed up for this mud like race." And I was like, "Oh." I'm like, "All right, well, I guess we're not going."
Do you have any goals this year, Travis, for 3D competition?
Honestly, last year I really, really struggled with like target panic, like at events. Like, I'd be like at our home ranges and stuff and like shooting by myself or with like Lindsay and like, or just like close friends, and I'm fine.
Mhm.
And then as soon as like pressure's on, like, it was going to shit. So like, honestly, I'm just trying to work past that. So I think I got a decent hold on it. And then, but yeah, it's just, I just want to work on that mostly. But I think I got to remember to have fun, man. I think because I've been doing really good, like, because when I started keeping my scores, I've been getting like awesome scores while I'm by myself, and it doesn't matter. And then I go to an event and I'm shooting like average, like, and like, it's just like, I'm not doing my best. And like, I get in my head about it. And then like near the end of the event, I'm just like mad. And I'm just like, this is bullshit. I know I can do better. And like, this is, and I think at the end of the season, I was like so mad at myself that like I kept getting in my head and trigger panic and stuff. So I just want to work on that. And this year, I just want to have fun. So just going into it, I just got to remember that it's like just about having fun and stuff. But I did find out this year that indoor shooting is not at all.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
I don't like being that close to a bunch of people like shooting and then having people wait behind you and just like
Yeah.
or you know what it is? I just need to do it more. But yeah, going from like shooting by yourself full time and then going into like the shooter's choice event, uh, without doing any indoor shooting like leading up to it, it was like weird. I'd like to work on that too.
Mhm.
Well, I wonder because like your job is it's just you and another person, right? All the time you're like kind of solo, and maybe that's what that's where you start to freak out a little bit because you're surrounded by all these people and having to perform under pressure. Like because like let's be honest, it's what you do for a living, there's a lot of pressure there. You screw up a line or use whatever, that's permanent, right? Yeah, so got to kind of take that a little bit of that mentality with you to some of your competitions. And there's a lot to be said about having fun as well. Like at the end of the day, nobody's winning a Ford truck or $1 million off of this stuff. It's a lot about your pride. And think I think a good strategy is beat yourself. For a while, just beat yourself and get better. And then once you're there and you've then start to turn it into a competition with others.
Well,
Yeah.
So
the key is literally shoot a shot and then forget about it. Only worry about your next shot.
Yeah.
That's literally it, because you're gonna stew. So there's two people in this room that get angry, and then they stew on things, and then they get angrier and angrier, and then they miss more, and then they get angrier.
I don't
But
get
if you
angry.
yeah, it's definitely you, Misha, for sure. It's you.
What?
Yeah, it's you.
No.
But if you just literally that shot's done, forget about it, let it go, just focus on the next one. And if you screw up, well, you screwed up, but you just got to forget about that last one.
Yeah, that shot's gone. Can't change it.
That's right.
I know. I've been watching a lot of podcasts with like Joel Turner, and he's like talks about trigger panic a bunch. I might even take his course. It has to do with like performing like in competitions and stuff. And like, but I mean, the course is expensive. It's like $300 or some shit, or $200.
yeah, it's not cheap.
Whew.
It's not cheap.
But dude, just listening to his podcast has helped me. Just like the
That's
tips given in that is like, yeah, just there's like a 2 hour podcast he did. And yeah, like, I don't know if I'll take the course because honestly, like the podcast is, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, just every
So-
time you go to shoot, just make sure you're practicing something, right? Just don't shoot to shoot. Just
Oh no, I
work
know.
on something.
Yeah. So last year I had that, I think it was actually Bruno and like Peyton, talking to them, they were saying that, like whenever you go out, it's not about how many arrows you shoot. It's like,
Yeah.
you're, it's like shooting meaningful arrows
Yeah.
or shit where you like learn from, with every arrow instead. So, because
Yeah.
there's definitely times I've gone out and been shooting arrow after arrow, and it's just like, it's not going anywhere. You're not learning anything. It's just like, okay, I'm done. My brain's not working. But yeah, I started, I have like a notebook now too. I actually
Oh,
stole it, Valerie, right?
Yeah,
Valerie says use no book yet.
And, but yeah, so I'll read it every time before like I go shoot now. And I just started it like after hunting season. So, but,
yeah.
and I actually recently bought one for, Lindsay too. Cause like, same thing with her. Like, she's not shooting as much as me. Like, dude, I shoot like at least 2 times a week. No, like lately I've been like, since I got my bow, it's like 3 times a week. And if I can't get to the range, I shoot here, at a target. So, I shoot a lot. And then, but like Lindsay like can't shoot that much. And then, she lives downtown Toronto. Like, she might go like 3 weeks to 2 weeks without shooting. So like, well, I'll like be like, okay, do you remember your mantra? And she's just like, nope, And then I have to remind her, right? So I just think if we, like, I bought her a little notebook so she could start making her own notes. And that way she just like flicks through and be like, oh, this is what I did last time,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met Chris and Val at Archers of Caledon like 2 weeks ago. And Val had her notebook. And like, dude, the thing is like, she put so much information in there. and I couldn't even believe it. I couldn't do that. I don't know how she does it.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Well, she's a
She-
teacher, right? So
yeah.
she writes a lot of stuff down. She's very thoughtful in her practice. Like she doesn't just shoot arrows. She thinks about what she's doing. And then sometimes I'll say, can you, darling, can you come over here and just check out my shot? Because I can't figure this stupid thing out. So yeah, so I'll say, sometimes she'll come over and help me. And there's times where she'll ask me to look at some things, because it's always nice to have another set of eyes, like especially like Valerie really knows form well, and that sort of thing. So and it's also like there's things I do and I don't notice it. Like sometimes like this, I'm not engaging the back wall, or sorry, I'm not engaging a back tension, and I do that before the shot. That'll happen, and I'll notice because my peep, all of a sudden I can't see through my peep, and it's like, or this is happening, like that sort of thing. And then Valerie's like, oh, you're doing this, or you're not anchoring in the same spot every time, and like you don't notice those things unless someone's watching you.
Yeah.
So, and
Oh, sir.
it's good to film yourself too. You'll see a lot of things. You'll be like, it'll drive you crazy. You'll look at it going, oh my God, I didn't know I did that. So yeah, it's very helpful. Very helpful.
You know, my biggest thing with what my problem is so I have a clicker. I have like the Scott, it's the Verge. Anyway, it's a clicker.
Yeah.
And like
Verge.
if I don't get my clicker to go and I just smash it, or even if I'm like going and I'm like slowly doing it, but I don't hear the click, I like almost there and then I fire. And like, dude, I'll say I hit a 12 or I hit a 10, and like I'll just be like, fuck. And I was getting so mad because I'm like, and like it's like I've been in competitions where, I like do it and I just smash it, and then like someone's just like, or like I'm mad, like the people, I can't hide when I'm not mad, and they're just like, dude, why are you upset? I mean, you just got a 12. And I'm like, I didn't do my follow through. And it's like it's funny because it's like I get so in my head about not doing the follow through, and that's what pisses me off. It's like because even when we were at the shooter's choice thing a few weeks ago, I was shooting and I was hitting the target. I was like hitting like yellow, hitting it, and then but I was like, I did have a stressful day that day. I went there all stressed out, but I went from a whole week of just every time I shoot my bow, just like click, shoot, click, shoot. Then I went to the shooter's choice thing and I like did it like a couple times and I just kept smashing it. And I'm like, and then the feeling when you get when like you think everybody's like looking at you like this.
Yeah.
I was like, literally in my head, I'm like, I felt like there's like 20 eyes on me, and I'm just like, shoot.
Well, that's because
And then
we
it just
all
got
were watching you.
first word. But it's like, but I was mainly getting upset because I wasn't doing my follow through, and then I was just like, this is bullshit. Even though I could have got a decent score just with like smashing it, but I was like getting that like pissed off because I wasn't doing it right. Anyway, so that's why
So you got to think about what you're doing during practice when you're getting your follow through, and what you're not doing in competition. That's not where you're not following through, right? There's something you're doing different, whether it's your thoughts, whether it's whatever, but there is something you're doing different between competition and practice. Because really like this is how Valerie describes it. You're practicing so Valerie, I don't know if everyone knows this, but she is she used to be a piano performer, and she used to have to do piano competitions, right? So 80% of your time is spent practicing to perform, and that's what we're doing too. Like if you're a competitive archer, 80 to 90% of your time is practicing to perform, and so you got to practice like you're performing, and then take that practice into your performance. If you're just practicing, and that's like, to Peyton's point, practice with purpose. Josh Webb says the same thing. He says it a little bit differently, but everyone's saying the same sort of thing. And that's where a lot of us we may be practicing with purpose, but we're not taking it into competition, right? And that's why Valerie's been pretty successful in her archery, because that's how she's using what she learned as a piano competitor, and she's brought it into archery, right? So, and That's like if you want to be really good at archery, I guess that's kind of like she'll shoot for fun, but not at competitions. She is not there for fun ever. So she's
Never once.
never say to her, "Did you have fun?" Because she will tell you, "No, this is not for fun. I'm here to win."
See,
So,
for me, I have to, for these competitions, I'm just going into it for fun, and then I won't. If I have that mentality, I'll probably shoot better. Is what I'm thinking. So because I was getting too serious, man. I was getting so pissed because I'm just like, I know I can do better than this. This is bullshit. And
Yeah, I get that way too sometimes. It's okay. Just sometimes.
Yeah, just sometimes.
I just need to shoot with people more.
So
I can stand that, and then I go shoot by myself. So.
So let's end it with Travis. What do you sort of what's your hunting goals for this? I guess maybe not spring, but fall. You're interested in any bigger animals? Stick with whitetail.
I think this year I'm gonna stick with whitetail. So this was because I went on the moose hunt and it was unsuccessful. Like when I came back, I just spent a lot on the moose hunt, and then I didn't have as much time to go whitetail hunting. So I only killed 2 deer this year, and that's not.
I only killed 2 deer.
Only 2.
I only killed 2. Dude, that's not gonna last me for the year, right? So
I gotcha.
What I said.
Just
I at least
some
need
of us haven't killed any deer, so that's kind of what.
Yeah, some of us didn't get lucky this year.
Oh, sorry. Hey, Misha, you made a good soup though.
Yeah, fuck you.
Sorry, dude. Sorry. I had to, dude. You put it out there.
I know.
But yeah, I don't know. I think I'm this year I'm gonna focus on whitetail and get my fill my tags with that. So I'd really like to go black bear hunting. It's just to get up there and bait every week is is a task in itself. So I have family that's up near Ottawa, but I'm not real close to them, and they're all bear hunters. But I might see if maybe I could go there sometime. But
we'll talk after the show because trying to get something together for bear. But anyways,
yeah, all right,
yeah.
Hush, hush.
All right, because to hunt bear you need a lot of guys. So, anyways, we'll all talk about it, all 4 of us. So, I've got some ideas for bear hunting this year. So,
yeah, that'll be great.
That was awesome.
I was I think other than that, I do want to duck hunt more. I didn't get to go out at all this year for duck, and man, my freezer's missing that shit. I haven't had duck at all this year, and I think for the past 3 or 4 years I've been getting ducks, and this was the first year I didn't get any.
All right on. Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks.
So there's the 2 things: whitetail and duck.
Smile on Misha's face.
Shut up.
Just you're gonna start hunt.
So Travis, where can we find you on all the socials, Instagram, Facebook, etc.?
So my tattoo page is Travis666, and then my hunting page is TSM Hunt. Or
and and what studio do you work out of in Kitchener?
No, I work in Waterloo at Ghost Town.
Waterloo, sorry.
Yeah, it's Ghost Town.
Ghost Town Inc. Okay, awesome. Well, thanks for coming out, Travis, and that was Letdown. Thanks very much.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'm Justin Harrison. You can find me on Instagram at Justy_785 or on Facebook. Just look up Justin Harrison.
I'm Misha Corso. You can find me on Instagram at Misha Corso. And if you're looking for some great bow hunting and sport shooting merch, look up Stray Sons Archery on Instagram. The link to our Shopify is in our bio.
I'm Chris LaFleur. If you want to find us, the show is Letdown Podcast on Spotify and YouTube. And on Instagram and Facebook, you can find us at the Letdown Podcast. Catch you next time. This was the Letdown.
you for listening. This was Letdown.